Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my office. It's time to set up my planner for a new month and a new week. I'm going to walk through what I've set up so far for my April planning pages in my new cover of my Jane's Agenda Discbound planner, and then I'll also show you how I'm going to be setting up for this coming week, the first full week of April. So stay tuned for that, and welcome to my office. As you can see, my planner is looking a little different currently. I did get in the green cover from Jane's Agenda, and I'm so excited. I had kind of been thinking that maybe it was something I wanted, and then when it came back on sale, because I missed it the first go around in March, I just had to snatch one up, and I'm really happy that I did. I love having the plastic cover with the elastic ribbon, which is what I was using, but I've decided that having this extra outer wraparound cover really does make my planner feel a lot more secure. It does add a little bit of the size and bulk, so it's just one of those things where you kind of have to decide what's more important. I do carry mine with me on the go, but I have a pretty large work bag, and I can link the video below where I show you my work bag. And so this planner fits in there great. It fits there alongside my laptop. So what I have in here so far is just a cute little paper clip that came in one of the Jane's Agenda sub boxes a while back, and it says plan. I have my favorite friction erasable pens, so I have one that's just black in the 0.5 tip, and this is my multicolor one as well. I wouldn't necessarily have to carry both of them, but this larger one is a little harder to get in and out, so sometimes when I just want to quickly jot something down, it's nice to have this smaller one that I can get in and out a little bit more easily. And I do have a couple of stickers in the back that my neighbor gave me. It's kind of fun that she's a planner girl too, so we swap supplies every once in a while. So I do still have the cover from March because this one still just appealed to me. Now, I may decide to change that as I get into the week and it truly is April, but I love the quote, "Quiet the mind and the soul will speak." So for now, that's on there. And pretty much things are about the same as far as the order they're in. I still have some just overall calendar pages here at the front and some personal information I can't show you. And then I did use the glass dividers that came in the April sub box. So I pulled those out and labeled them. So it's nice to have some better labeled sections in my planner. I was kind of finding that I forgot where I put things because I just sort of made it work with what I had, but now I have a separate goals section. So I have my personal year information there and just some quotes and things, and the rest of it is more goal oriented and my vision board. Then I have a section for my projects, which I can't show you what's in there because it's personal and work related. Then I have a home section, so that's where I'm keeping like our school calendar, some of our home projects, things like that. My business section is where I'm keeping my Jordan Essentials business information, and what I did was create bottom tabs with some of the sticky Post-it brand tabs that I've labeled, and I was using these before on the side, but it was nice to subdivide the business section. So now I have a section for Jordan Essentials, a section for my social media, and then a section for my newest part-time job and that information. Then behind that, I have my calendar pages. So as of right now, I do still have the March main calendar page in here along with the divider, just because I wanted to make sure I took one more look at my brain dump and my active projects and goals. And today is just April 2nd, so it's just barely into April, and so we were still finishing up this last full week of March in the past few days. So I just wanted to have that there for all the information, and I need to go in and jot down a few more memories. Then my April divider has the dashboard that came with the April sub box from Jane's Agenda, and I'll link that unboxing video below if you want to see that. Now, what I've done is update things a little bit. I use the Getting Things Done system, and I have for a long time, very minimally. So I like having a separate list for my errands and a separate list for any contacts that I need to make, like phone calls, emails, or sometimes it's even just to remind me to ask my husband something whenever he gets home from work. But I'd kind of forgotten or lost track of some of the other elements of the Getting Things Done system. And I talked about this video I watched a few weeks ago where she was using not only the Getting Things Done system, but she was now incorporating the Franklin Covey system as well. And it's really given me a new take on my planning. It's kind of helped me think a little bit more clearly about how I'm planning and maybe keep track of things a little better. I felt like there were some things that were falling through the cracks, or I was constantly migrating them and rewriting them. So I feel like what I'm doing now is working better for me. So I'll show you that in just a second, and I will link the videos below that I'm referencing. So I have my personal month information. I went ahead and laid that page all out. And so what I'm using is just the DocGrid note page from Jane's Agenda. And then on the back side of that, now for the whole month of April, I have this working Getting Things Done system all laid out. So the main system talks about having a brain dump first and then assigning those tasks where they belong. So I sort of did that, but I also knew there were some errands and some contacts that I already had on my mind. So I just put those directly on there. The brain dump was truly just sitting down, thinking about all the tasks that were coming up that I want to try to get done after I did my active projects list. So I did those projects first, and then thinking about them gave me some of the smaller, minute details that I needed to take care of. And I think that's where I was kind of losing sight of things. Sometimes I would have these active projects that I just kept moving forward each week and moving forward each week, but I never stopped to think about what would be maybe the 2 to 5 tasks that I would need to do for this project, and maybe assign one of those tasks to one of the days of the week. And so then they just weren't getting done because I would never stop to think about it. I would just see the project and skip it because it felt too big or I didn't know where to start. So it made me slow down a little bit and think about what would be the first step to start the project. And then I've broken that down here in my brain dump page. And the other thing that I'm doing is now, if I've gone through, I'm going to jump ahead just for a minute because I do want to keep this train of thought. So let's say this is last week and how it's been looking in the new weekly executive pages from Jane's Agenda. So there were a couple of things that I migrated them once or twice, and then I realized I'm not going to get this done this week. And so instead of continually migrating it forward to the next day, I am now migrating those items back. So then it can just go, I can do the left-hand arrow and just migrate it back to one of these lists. It's either going to be back where it's already on my brain dump and my next actions list, so it's not lost, it's just back here, and I'm no longer continually migrating it every day. And that has really helped because I felt like I was rewriting the same list a lot when I was using the daily pages, but I wasn't keeping this extra separate main list for the month. So now this is all of my monthly lists. You know, if I would fill any of them up, I could always put an extra page in here. But this is really helping me feel like I have a big picture overall view for the month. And then I can pull from here what I can get done on any given day and throughout the week. All right, so now having said that, I'll show you. This is my main April spread. Now, I have not gone through and added any of my work schedule or appointments or anything like that. The only thing I did was to think about my social media and my Jordan Essentials goals for the week. I was using this section for my zone cleaning, but right now, because I'm doing the Beautifully Organized in 52 Weeks series on Fridays, my zone cleaning is sort of becoming those videos, and so I felt like I wasn't really touching base on my zones anyway. Plus, I've really been enjoying using the cleaning tracker from Jane's Agenda, and I'll show you that when I get to the weekly page. And so that's another place that I can be writing zone cleaning type tasks, and so I thought it would be more useful to try using it this month for some of my goals and my repeating tasks each week, just to make sure I'm getting these things done. So that's what I'll need to do through the evening, is go through and add my tasks and my scheduled appointments and any recurring things to my main overall monthly spread. I did set up just a quick little page for April memories. Now I haven't quite figured out with these weekly executive pages, you get a dot grid page at the beginning of the week. You have your main weekly spread. So each week it's laid out the same, where you have Monday through Friday. Those days get a timed list at the top and a task list at the bottom. There's a small section where you could put either your main thing for the day. I'm using it for my personal number affirmation from the Louise Hay system. And then you could use it for AM routine, PM routine. You know, that's kind of a carryover from the daily pages. It's just condensed down. Saturday and Sunday do share this section here, and this is just a blank section as well. Now, I would have preferred this just to be another task list because I'm still going to have tasks that I'm doing on the weekend, but I could easily just add that there. This weekend was pretty busy, so I haven't really done much planning for the weekend, and a lot of these tasks are still things I'm trying to work on. So that's how the week looks. I'll show you the blank week. So here is the week I'm going to be working on setting up. I have my page finder that came in the April box, and I love this with the butterflies and the constellations and the suns and the moons. I just think that's really pretty for the spring. Then this weekly tracker for cleaning, I've really been enjoying having this. The only thing I would prefer is if it was just all blank and I could write in my own tasks, but I'm making it work, and I may, I don't know, I may try to create my own at some point, but for now it's fine. I can make it work, and it's working good enough for what I need it for. And then that's the rest of the weekly spread. So then it just goes through the rest of the weeks, and they're all numbered and dated, which is helpful. And then there is another dot grid page at the end of the month. So those two dot grid pages, the one at the beginning and the one at the end, is what I'm still trying to think about as far as, you know, what would make the most sense to use them. What may work out is that my brain dump page actually becomes this, and then I can pull from that and make this section here more of my specific next actions instead of just a brain dump. So there's some ways I could tweak that, but I really like how these weekly pages are going. I do feel like it's made me a little more efficient with my planning because it's quicker to set up. I'm not doing quite as much for setting up each day, and I'm really just jumping in here. I mean, as you can see, these are not all that pretty. You know, I did a little highlighting, did a little color coding. I am still using the new system I've started with the Franklin Covey system, where I have pink items as my A items or my must do items. Yellow is my B items or should do items, and then blue is my C items or could do items. The columns are a little bit smaller, so I haven't gone so far as trying to label them A1, A2, A3. It's working for now just to know that anything that's pink is what I really should focus on getting done first, because I don't typically go in and do the A1 item first anyway, because as soon as I decide that something's important, then I want to run the other way and do something else. So it makes me at least keep working on the important things, but if I can mix it up and change the order and kind of do what I feel like working on, then that seems to work pretty well for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to put on some music and we'll set this up real quickly, and then you can see how it looks when I first start out the week. And there we have it. So that's how my week looks, just laid out at the beginning of the week. And then each morning I'll go through and add my affirmation and lay out any more details about how the day is going to go, and review my next actions list and add those and prioritize those with that color coding system. So now I can put my cleaning tracker back in, and And I use my page finder at the beginning of the week. Let's see, I think I put it here. So that way I can use it to flip open and just see the week right there. And when I want to look at my cleaning tasks, they're listed here. And then after Wednesday, then I just flip and I'll put the page finder here so that when it opens up, it has my cleaning tracker on the left and I could easily see my days on the right. So I hope you enjoyed getting to see this updated setup in my planner and the new Jane's Agenda cover. I really love these covers. I wish they came in even more colors because I'd love to change it out a little more seasonally as well. So it has the pocket here, this pocket, which is working great to hold this little notebook from the April box. There is a secretarial pocket here. Then of course the pocket at the back is what I'm using for the cover, and it does have the 2 pen loops. And when you close it up, if you wanted to, you could actually use the full 2-inch discs, and this cover is big enough to handle that. Because of the second snap there, if you had the 2-inch discs, then you would just use the second snap. But I have 1.5-inch discs, so I can use the first one. So thanks for joining me. I hope that was fun to see the updated system I'm using and maybe gave you a few ideas. I'll be back on Tuesday with my Tiny Tidy Tuesday video. I'll be working on another box from the basement shelf, so that'll be fun to see what I find. And Friday, I'll be doing my Beautifully Organized in 52 Weeks video, and we'll be working a little bit more in our dining rooms. And I'd love to have you join me for either of those videos or both. And of course, the Jordan Essentials Joyful Jordan box for April just launched. So I have that video live up on my website now as well. If you want to check that out, you're welcome to. Other than that, have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know how your planning is going, setting up for the new month of April. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.